Rise and shine, everybody. It's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
Hello there, this is Alan Collins, and you're listening to the
Stoned Roadie Show. The Stoned Roadie Show, podcast 276. Action. Alrighty then. Stoned Roadie Nation. Looky here. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stone Roadie, and it's Friday. It's back to work. Thank God it's Friday, January 24th, and it's Awake and Bake, the Morning Buzz, episode 148, and this is my co-host, co-pilot, and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So what the heck are we going to talk about today on this fine Friday morning there, Griff?
Well, see where a lot of people got snow in Florida and in the southern states too that don't normally get it. And I mean, like more than what they predicted. Some people got like 10 inches.
I saw a picture of Pensacola had like 10 inches, and then they showed a picture of Alaska, and it was green.
Yeah, that's because they probably aren't messing with the weather up there like they are over
No, they're
here.
trying to freeze all them people in North Carolina out. They're trying to freeze everybody out,
Yeah, because there's more coming. They said there's a whole nother, and they said it's very unusual for it to be doing that too.
Yeah.
So
there's a whole nother government above Trump. He knows nothing about this stuff. Like Biden, he knew nothing about this stuff. Like JFK, I think he really did think we went to the moon. I mean, there's a levels above the. From what I hear, I don't know. There's levels, few levels above of security above the president. So I don't know.
yeah, well, we're just the low-life peons that, who knows what they're doing with us. I mean, all it might be like the movie Soylent Green.
Well, they say that there's been more people that have been exterminated by that jab than there were in World War II.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
Yeah. And that'll probably get us demonetized, but man, I ain't gonna worry about it. God doggone.
Yeah, they
can't say anything. If you say anything, and they're supposed to quit that shit. That's what Trump said. There's freedom of speech is supposed to be coming back. And old Zuckerberg, a lot of stuff that he said he's backing off on. So I don't know what the heck.
Yeah, he's just
something's going to happen. I mean, it's just, I feel like we're just sitting on a time bomb, just waiting to explode. They're going to do something.
Well, I see where old Trump spoke, and he did it closed circuit TV to that World Health Organization or economic conference, and they were kissing his ass hard, man.
He didn't go to that thing, did he? He said that there was a bunch of they were just wasting fuel in them jets to go over there. He did participate. So he went out there to California.
No, he did it closed circuit camera. He didn't.
Yeah. That's right. He said you people are just wasting fuel going over there.
Yeah. So, and all he did was chew them all out for all the things that they're doing, and told them how much Europe is ripping off the United States. Well, we just give everybody stuff all the time. Nobody gives us anything. I didn't see a bunch of donations rolling in from overseas for the flood or the fire victims. You don't see anybody helping us.
Well, I heard. I don't remember that treaty, but there was some kind of a treaty that you're not allowed to do things that are against humanity. Like the stuff that's been happening.
Talking about the Nuremberg?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a bunch of them people are resigning. I mean, they've done stuff that's against that Nuremberg treaty. And,
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about
code
Gitmo, too.
Well, they're riled up. They're just crying like a baby. All those liberals, and
they're sick.
It's just enjoying to me because Trump's saying, it's common sense that's his platform. It's common sense, and it is. It's just common sense, and they don't have common sense.
Can you imagine you're living your life and your only objective is to prove to people that you're a woman that wants everybody to think you're a man? That's your only objective in life, to be born a woman, and try to make everybody believe you're a man every day of your life. God Almighty knows.
Well, what's funny though is you have Bruce Gender, who
or vice versa, yeah.
Yeah, but he's or she is
mentally ill. That's what he is.
but she loves Trump.
Well,
she likes Trump, and she's she hates those the governor out in California and the fire chief and how they're and she likes women. She likes women, and she went and had the whole reassignment thing, but she likes women. But yet, and she sits there and she don't try to change her voice to talk like a chick. She just talks like Bruce Jenner. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen, man.
Like I said last week, everybody's mentally ill. That's why Trump's a little bit fat, and that's people are just everybody's a little bit mentally ill.
Old Bruce Jenner.
80% of the people are obese. That's the people that have issues with mental illness. If you're obese, I mean, prove me wrong.
Yeah, old Bruce Jenner just sits around trying to be a chick, acting like a dude.
Yeah. What a way to live your life, yeah.
With Breck hair.
Pretending to be the opposite sex, yeah.
But anyway, I just derailed that fat real fast there, because you were fired up earlier on the fat thing before we even got on the air, man. Man, you guys should have heard. He was ranting about fat people really hard before we came on.
It's ridiculous.
He was, I don't even know what brought it up.
Oh, it's ridiculous. People are just addicted to eating. I don't know. They say people are eat a lot because they're depressed. I guess everybody's just depressed. I don't,
Well, I can see why.
Oh, I can too, but it's crazy. I mean, think about it. When we went back when we were in school, hardly anybody was even fat. Now 80% of people are obese, or fat or obese. I mean, what happened? I mean,
well, a lot of it had to do with.
And they think it's normal. And all these other mentally ill people come out of the closet too. I mean, God Almighty,
it's all
crazy.
It all goes back to your past governments that have brainwashed you into eating these things and feeding you poison, and a lot of it, people can't help, but they
put it on the label and tell you it's poison, and they still eat it. And God, it's on the commercials. I mean, God.
Well, that's because
hot dogs. People, the number one thing people eat at a barbecue is a damn hot dog. My God, you don't even know what they put in them damn things. Holy Jesus, Jesus.
If you knew, you probably wouldn't eat it, because it's just scraps of all kinds of different face meat and everything.
And that artificial imitation crab meat. Oh my God, the stuff they put in that stuff.
And I used to eat that too.
Oh yeah, I thought it was wasn't too bad, but man,
I was telling somebody the other day.
Kathy Ghazi's the one that told me. I said, man, they got this stuff at this one market we have here, and it's this stuff, and she said, read the label. And she goes, yeah, that stuff's horrible.
Do you remember those vending machines that they had hot, like cans of soup, Dinty Moore cans of soup in them. It was with stew and Vienna sausages and all that. Yeah, we used to eat that stuff, man. That was nasty, really nasty.
I don't think I've ever had a Vienna sausage.
You haven't?
No. I heard I heard that sardines were really good for you, and then I saw they have a lot of parasites in them. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about the parasites so much. There's other things that are worse.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, and then you said that you definitely sold the camera now, right?
Yeah, got the check in the mail yesterday. Yeah, $375 for the camera, and then he wanted $25 to go toward Gene.
Okay, cool. And who was that, Craig?
Was
it
Nicholas Garbani?
All righty then. Garbarine.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Nicholas. That's very nice.
Cool guy.
And thank you, Robert Wheatley, for donating the camera.
Yeah, Nicholas is the one that we had a little bit of lack of communication. He's the one that said, "Hey, what's the camera bid up to?" I said, "Well, it was $350, but you want to bid $375, you can have it." So we had a little communication breakdown, but he sent money. So yeah, that's a great camera. Like I said, I did those every time I've used it, man. It comes out great. You know?
Yeah, and I'm going to be taking mine over to Gene's house this weekend. Hopefully, if it's not too cold, to go over to Gene's house and record him watching you unload Ronnie's tackle box, and then have him comment on each one of the jigs as you're showing them.
Yeah, because I never saw Ronnie use any of that kind of stuff. Like I said, the only thing he used that hula popper, a thing with a bunch of, looks like a hula skirt thing, I don't know, and he'd flop it down on that lily pad when we were jigger fishing. And then pull it off. And then I never saw him throw any hula poppers or jitterbugs. It was always just a purple worm. That's all we ever fished with that. And then the thing on the when we were jigger fishing.
Yeah, I'm sure Ronnie's fished with everything: buzz baits, topwater stuff, spinning baits, worms, jigs, everything. He's probably, I guarantee it, man. He was.
I used to always like to mess with those frogs and get them to look like a real frog coming across the water. That's what you got to do. You got to make them look like something real. I guess. Yeah. I'm not a very good fisherman. I don't know a lot about fishing. I've just done it.
I know that the fish used to be a lot easier to catch around here where I live, but not so much anymore, man. You got to fish your ass off to catch a fish around here.
Yeah, I ain't got the patience for fishing.
Well, somebody might say, well, they call it fishing, not catching. Well, I still like to catch too. But yeah. And then yesterday was Alan's birthday, right, Craig?
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, 35 years.
Yeah, Alan Collins.
Doesn't seem that possible. It was that long. That's
man.
Crazy.
Yeah, that went by fast, huh?
Man.
Do you remember the last time that you saw him? Was it in the hospital?
Yeah. I maybe it might have been at the show, the 1987 tribute show when he was on stage.
Was that with Charlie Daniels?
Yeah. I can't remember seeing him after that.
And Stevie Ray Vaughan was there, wasn't he? I thought he was. I don't know. Could be wrong about that. It seemed like I seen Stevie Ray Vaughan, but it was Charlie Daniels and Randall Hall was there, right?
Oh, I forgot what we were talking about. Yeah, Randall was in the band. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
No,
I'm
I didn't.
sure.
I didn't see Stevie Ray there.
I might have him mixed up with somebody else, but I don't know. These put in the comments. You guys know more than me and Craig do. Craig ought to know, but
No, I was real glad to see Amy. Amy was there, and I was real glad to see
yeah,
Amy. That's the last time. It was the first time I'd seen Amy in a long time. I was glad to see her. Yeah, she came off stage and hugged me and said, "My daddy loved you." It was nice.
yeah. And that was the last time you saw him, though, huh, Craig? You don't remember
I think
any
so.
kind of conversation you had with him or anything?
Well,
How
no.
long had it been before you saw him before that?
Well, I can't. I'm kind of confused now because me and John Coulter, when I was with Marshall Tucker, after he got in that car wreck, we went and he was in the hospital, and he was laying there in the hospital and had a tube in him and everything. I goes, God, Alan, what'd you do to yourself this time? And he went, he couldn't talk or nothing. But I don't know. That's all confusing to me. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and it probably might have been some of that you just wanted to forget.
Yeah, it was a long
What did
time.
you guys usually do, like when you were on tour and somebody's birthday came up? Did you
Oh, we
guys
always had a
celebrate it?
cake, and we always had a cake fight. Yeah, it was always.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a cake, and we always had a cake fight. Yeah, always somebody always got cake in the face. Yeah, that was kind of a tradition. Always cut it Southern style.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, always somebody always got cake in the face. Yeah.
So if like it was somebody's birthday, would it be celebrated after you guys did the gig or your day off, or how did you usually do it?
We've had them at the gigs before. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had them at the gig. Yeah, at the hotel, restaurant. It was safer at the gigs because if you do it at the hotel or a restaurant, it's usually pretty expensive to clean that cake.
Right.
If you do it at the gig, the promoter pays for it. It's in the dressing room.
Yeah. Yeah, the
And
hotel ain't
everybody's
no
got to
like.
clean up afterward. Yeah.
But if you're messing motel rooms up, what's a little cake gonna hurt? You guys are already throwing TVs out.
Oh,
and
that
pouring-
carpeting in those damn hotels is expensive, man, and all the sheets and pillowcases and blankets and all that. Yeah, they charge you for everything.
and to paint
The
probably
TV
too.
always gets destroyed, and yeah, it's expensive.
I remember back, man, it was probably in the early '80s. They used to all these hotels would sell off their old TVs, and you could pick up a TV for cheap. That's where I would always got my TV was a motel TV. What's that say, Craig? Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Yeah, that's a
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Craig Reed, the Stoned Roadie.
yeah.
I had that in the mail yesterday. I guess it's probably from cousin Figel. He's always sending me shit. Oh, cousin Figel. He hears me say talk about something. The next thing I know, I get it in the mail.
Yeah, he probably jumps on Amazon and goes, "Man, let me see what they got here." Yeah. Well, we
Thank
got
you, cousin
anything
Figel.
anything you want to talk about in particular there, Craig, or we got
Oh,
comments and questions?
let me see if I got anything written down here. Oh,
The jibber jabber before the jibber jabber.
Yeah, 270. That was
You guys,
275.
in celebration of Alan Collins'
276, I
birthday,
hear.
listen to an Alan Collins song and pick your
Oh
favorite.
yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Pick your favorite Alan Collins song. Any
Yeah.
Alan Collins story that we haven't thought of yet?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Let me think of one here. But tomorrow night I'm going to the Lincoln Theater in Massillon, and I'm going to go see my buddy Timothy Sykes and his band Floyd, the Pink Floyd tribute band.
Oh, that's probably
And
pretty cool.
yeah, at 7:30. I've only seen him once live a couple years ago down in Canton, and man, they sound just like Pink Floyd. I was really impressed. So I'm gonna go down
Yeah,
there.
I like those Pink Floyd tribute bands.
Hey, these guys are really good, man. You think you're really listening to Pink Floyd? They're really
Yeah,
good. Yeah, yeah, they're really really good.
especially if they're like doing Dark Side of the Moon. I
And
saw one time that they had the backup singer was doing all that crazy wailing. Sounded just like it.
and yeah, and yeah, we were kind of discussing that before about the DEI. The women are. I was kind of watching The View today, and they were talking about Trump getting rid of all the DEI lesbos, the women that wanted to be firemen, and they were DEI, and they were kind of getting rid of those. It's only logical and common sense that anybody that's applying for a job get hired for that job because they're qualified for that job, not because they're black or a woman. I mean, anything else is just mentally ill. I mean, but now that's what's going on in this country, man. It's just mental illness is just rampant. I mean, it's crazy. It's just like, it don't make sense to me. My toaster went out. Here we go. This is a long stretch. My toaster went out, and I got on Amazon. I think, I figured I'll get a GE. It'd be made in America. The box come made in China. How do we as a country expect to be profitable if we're outsourcing everything that we buy is made in another country? We used to make everything ourselves, and then these other countries started making cheaper, and all these companies over here, what is it? I guess BlackRock and Vanguard. I guess they own now. I guess they own GE. I guess they own everything. So, it's just a mess. We gotta have, if
Well,
you
that's
buy a
why.
toaster, you should be able to buy one that's made in the USA. That would bring back some jobs, But I guess I don't know what's going on.
Well,
And
that's
then I
what.
heard, and then something else that was really funny. They said that Generation Z, Gen Z, they do not know how to change a freaking light bulb.
Well, I believe that.
They don't. They get their parents to change the light. They don't know how to change a light bulb. Gen Z. They have to hire somebody to come do it.
Well, they're going to be in trouble then, because you need
That's
to
what it was
have.
on the news. Gen Z they don't know how to change a light bulb. I mean, how many Gen Zs does it take to change? They used to say how many police does it change the light bulb, or how many of the stupidest son of bitches that change. How many Gen Zs did it take to change a light bulb? Takes one to hold the bulb and four to turn the chair, or what?
Yeah. What year is it that a Gen Z? What is the
I don't even
bracket on a
know.
year of a Gen Z? Because I know when I was a foreman out there at the Space Center, and there were some Gen Zs coming in, And that was one of the reasons I had to get out of there, man. It was, those kids, they run it. You give them a job, and then they run into the office, and they go down to human resources and tell them that you're picking on them because you gave them a job they didn't like.
Oh God, he don't like.
He gave me this
He's
job,
mean.
And it's like,
He's
well,
mean.
that
He knows I don't like to do that. He gave it to me just because he knows I don't like to do that. He's mean.
Well, there's hard jobs and there's easy jobs, and sometimes you get a hard job and sometimes you get an easy job, but you can't have an easy job every day. He gave that easy job to Johnny, and and then last week he gave it to Ricky, and when am I going to get it? I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Shut up and go back to work. But that's basically what they told him. But it's just I got tired of all that craziness. So we got some comments and questions that we can talk about here, Craig. You want to jump in?
All righty, let's just jump right into it then.
Yeah, let's just jump right in.
Around.
We were talking about. I think it was How were we going to get Randy Rhodes' sister on here? Was it Kathy? Keeble?
Yeah,
Keeble. Godsey.
Kathy Godsey. Yeah, she said some guy knows her, Randy Rhodes' sister, and gave Kathy the contact info. And Kathy said, "Man, would you want to get her on? I mean, it's not really nothing to do with Skinner." I said, "Yeah, Randy Rhodes,
that'd be cool.
Kind of interested. Yeah, something different,
Yeah, David Hester wants to know. He heard us talking about it, and hey, you think you're going to get her on? Well, yeah, let Kathy get her on. Kathy can talk to her,
Yeah,
and, do a Saturday night special or whatever.
Yeah, she ran it past me. She was. I guess maybe she did this Saturday or next Saturday. She wants to do one. I'm not really sure. Coming up real soon, though.
And then Reverend Randall, he says, we can't drill in the Gulf of Mexico, but we can drill in the Gulf of America. I think we already drill in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, we do drilling out there. We do a lot of drilling out there.
What was I looking at somewhere where China was going to put a canal across Mexico? So
yeah, I saw that, and that's probably why.
Man, were they going to cut her out across? That's looks like a few hundred miles. Yeah.
Yeah, they. I
That's
guess
a long way across there.
they don't like getting. They're probably going to get kicked out of the Panama Canal now or something.
They control the Panama Canal where it is now.
Yeah, that's why he wants to get it and take it back. Yeah, he's already doing a lot, man. They're having raids, getting these crooked immigrants that the ones that are violent, and they're finding them, and people been reporting back saying they're seeing them getting arrested. They're going into these big cities and they're arresting them.
Oh, right. I see all these women with the rings in their nose and the purple hair complaining about. Now there's only two sexes. Now there's only two sexes.
Well, I mean,
we just got that all done, and now we're back to where we were. Now we gotta cry all day.
But they weren't happy being a different sex. Then they started being a dog and a horse.
Oh God!
And the kid was pretending he thinks he's a cat, and the mother went and got a litter box for him, and he has to be fed off of a saucer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're mentally ill, man.
And then they're gonna want, some kind of a animal is a
and
human
they want it to be.
day.
They want mental illness to be normalized.
Yeah, that's it.
It's great. I mean,
but the people have spoken. Yes, the people have spoken.
I
Monty
guess if you're
Fisher.
mentally ill, you want it to be normalized. I guess if you're obese, you want it to be normalized. You want everybody
Yeah.
to be obese so you won't feel um, like a freak.
Monty Fisher says Heather does beautiful work. I've bought many things from her. Yeah, Heather Langley, who does the jewelry. She hand makes jewelry, rings, necklaces, really cool bracelets too that she makes out of guitar strings. Check her out at Plectrum Heaven, and she's kind of really needing some business right now. I think she might be liquidating some stock, maybe. I don't know. So check her out at Plectrum Heaven, Heather Langley, for some handmade jewelry with Lynyrd Skynyrd dock wood and things like that in it. And Jeff says, that's me, the guy that bought the vest and put the patch over Joe's name. Yeah, I want an early photo of Billy Powell and a late photo of Billy Powell. Well, now he wants a late photo, early and
I, I'll give him one. Yeah, I got that one of Billy in the Hell House with the Wurlitzer. I got to find that one. That one I took on my damn Polaroid that's the only camera I had back there. That one of them Polaroids, you push the button and the picture comes flying out.
right, yeah.
But amazingly, those things are still in good shape. God, that was
Yeah.
50 years, 47 years ago. Amazingly.
Yeah, I've got one of those of my first wife and it still looks good. The picture does.
I still got that somewhere. I got it somewhere. I'll find them.
I think they still make those cameras, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they've made a comeback. Somebody was telling me about it. It's like a different way of doing it, but it prints right there and kicks it out, man. Which
That's how we used to make the laminated passes with those Polaroids.
nobody looks at a photo album anymore, really. They look at their phone, everything's on your phone, and then you can get one of those digital frames where the pictures scroll. But to me, there's nothing better than a photo album. You sit it in your lap and you turn the page and there's different photos on there, but these Generation Z probably don't know what a photo album is, huh, Craig?
It's funny. Remember when every place you used to pull into, they used to have a little shack where you could get your film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. A little Kodak, Kodak drop off.
Yeah. A little shack in a parking lot somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I guess if you have film, I think you can just send it off and they'll do it, but some people still shoot film. I have some film cameras that are real expensive, and I hope it makes a comeback so I can sell them.
Oh, I got a couple of Nikon 35.
Yeah, me too. I have an
I got some
F5.
lenses. Yeah.
I got an F5, that was the thing to have back then. So, okay, Jeff, Craig, don't forget, send him his
No,
picture.
matter of fact, I was going through some stuff yesterday, and I was looking at some pictures. I said, I got to get a picture of Billy.
Yeah, well, he was
Randall posted a picture of Billy and him in a picture. But,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't a real good one of Billy, though, so.
Kimmy says she has to have surgery and she's afraid she will never get to laugh at us ever again because she might die.
Oh, God.
Damn, Kimmy. I mean, I didn't know, man. You had to have, life or death surgery here.
I didn't either.
Yeah, she must have been hiding it from us. Let's all say some prayers for Kimmy, because we don't want anything bad to happen to Kimmy. I figured she was, okay. I thought she was just an ornery girl. But
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be all right there, Kimmy. And then LS Freebird, she says, verifying, yeah, Heather Langley makes some beautiful jewelry. Yeah, like I said, I got one that she made for me, a necklace. And I got she also makes guitar picks out of the plane crash metal if she has any of that left. But she makes other picks too out of like I think she uses the wood and puts like a metal frame around it, stuff like that. Then Kimmy says she's in pain, but she doesn't smoke weed. But if she had some weed, she thinks she would be okay. Well, Kimmy, go get some weed, man. You can get it. All you got to do is call the dispensary doctor and tell him that you don't feel good or whatever it is, that you're having life and death surgery, and they'll hook you up with some weed. But
Depends on what state she lives in. You know, it's not legal everywhere.
oh yeah, that's right. I think she lives in North Carolina. Is it legal there?
It's legal in North Carolina.
You don't?
Yeah,
Well,
there's part that, I mean, Ohio it's legal, and then right across the border in Kentucky it's not legal yet. You know, it's
Well, she can get it. All she got to do is go down to 10th Street, and they're selling it down there, little baggies. Um, then we have here Linda Jo LaCava. The Ronnie figurine is awesome. Yeah, my pretty cool little statue of Ronnie here. The person that gave it to me just is awesome. Appreciate that. Oh man, let me see what we got. Somebody else here. Yogi Cole says Bob Burns would love your hat, Craig. Yeah.
which one?
The one you got on. Is that the one you had on last time?
No,
Oh, it's not?
no.
Oh, this is a different one. Where'd you get this one?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, and
No,
Angela
this is a
Leonard,
different-
she liked it too. So maybe you better get the other one and put it on.
This is a different. This is
Oh, that one looks like your dress hat. The other one looked kind of like, kicking around out in the yard hat to keep
yeah.
cool.
No, I got about 5 of these straw hats like this.
The one
I
you wore
got-
last time had black around the top.
Yeah, it had dark brown around the top. Yeah, yeah. I got. God, I don't know. I got. I think I wore that one Australian hat already, and then I wore one of my black hats. I think I got 2 or 3 more black. I got one more Charlie one horse hat, black one, and then I got a renegade or something black hat, and I got a few more of these straw white one. I got about 10 different cowboy hats.
Yeah, you could be a pimp daddy with that hat, man. Yeah. And Linda Joe says, when she comes back from Holland in 2026, she hopes to take Gene's tour. And then she wants to talk about the Titanic with me. Well, you remember she's the one who don't like Trump. And I was telling her, that's like, sinking on the Titanic and then going, I don't like that ship coming to pick us up because it's named the Trump ship. Well, that's, that's basically, if it wouldn't have been for Trump, this country was going down, man. It was going down, and you want to go down with that ship. So that's the reason I said that. But it's all good. You're an independent, as long as you're not a Democrat. And there's still, hope. Kimmy's working on getting you on the Theo Von podcast, Craig.
I did see that one. Yeah, I did see that
Yeah?
one where she said she was working on that. Yeah, I glance through them and see them every now and then.
And then Linda Joe says, if Gene comes to the Netherlands, she would be happy for Gene to stay at her place. Well, he's got some friends there. And I don't know. Maybe you're the one that he knows. Because if you're the one that he knows, no, I would already have met you because those people came to my house and watched a rocket launch. Some people from the Netherlands that Gene knows. He went over there and stayed there before. I think it was the Netherlands or Holland, something like that. But yeah, Gene gets around. But what Gene wants to do is, like I was saying, his bucket list wish is to go to Europe again, and where he was in the military. He wants to go look at that, where he was stationed in the military. I don't think it was too far out of Munich. And yeah, that's what he wants to do. So yeah, I'm sure Gene would probably take you up on that. Um, Reverend Randall says Ronnie probably threw extra lures in the box just in case opportunity came up. Yeah, we were discussing that, just before we came on. I think we were talking about those fishing lures, but when for me, I always put stuff in my tackle box that I never used just to have it in case I needed it. You never know. Like if you see some birds over there tearing up the water, hitting on some bait fish or whatever, you want to have whatever it is you think that they're feeding on, so you might go over there.
I never saw Ronnie fishing with a bobber. And then that one picture I had up a couple weeks ago when he was out standing there fishing, he looked like he was just standing there with a straight line down in the water. I don't know if he had a worm on the end of it or a bobber or it's this picture here.
Well, I'm going to ask Gene all about it. That's a bobber out in the water. I see a bobber.
Well, looks like he's
It's the other way. Go back that way.
Well,
keep going.
Get out of the way.
Oh no! If that's a bobber, it looks like a bobber out there, and then the line's just limp in the water. I think he's got a bobber on in that picture.
I don't know.
Maybe it's that goofy bobber.
I don't know. It's just a straight line. Yeah.
You don't. I know, but look out away from it, Craig.
Right I see out there. Yeah, I see that. But the line's straight down.
But the line, the line isn't going to go straight to the bobber. It's going to go into the water.
Well, maybe he had one of them worm sinkers on there. You just put.
No, you got to keep your line. You got to keep your line just laying in the water. You don't keep it tight. It ain't going to go straight to the bobber anyway. You might see it floating out there, but I don't know.
Well, them worm hooks you were talking about with the sinker on it. You put that on the bottom and just worm down.
Well, there's all kinds of ways you can fish with a bobber. You can take the bobber and you can put a weight down halfway between the bobber and the hook, and then you can put it all the way down by the hook, or you can have no weight on the hook or no weight on the line after the bobber. There's all kinds of ways that you could do that. It depends on what you're fishing for or what the conditions like, as far as where you're fishing. Maybe you want to choke it up so it's not that deep. You fish shallow, fish deep. Maybe there's grass. Maybe they're biting closer to the surface. All those kind of things, But that looks like a bobber to me.
My pond down here, we used to use a bobber and put a piece of bread on the hook and
that works, man. I caught a lot of brim off of bread.
Hot dogs, bread, bacon, whatever.
We would poke a bunch of holes in a can of dog food and throw it out in the lake by the dock and come back about an hour later and with a bread dough balls and just catch our limit. Probably need to do that again with the grandkids, see if it still works. Jeff says, Gene, he went on tour with Gene on the West Side tour. He did not stop for lunch, but I gave him $100 tip. I think Gene usually springs for the lunch when he does the West Side tour. He'll either take you to lunch if he has time, but if he don't, he won't. But yeah, he's got a tour coming up, I think. Not this weekend, but maybe the next weekend. But yeah, I guess it's been kind of slacking off on the tours here lately. So anybody wants to go on a West Side tour, contact me or Craig and the Stone Roadie at gmail.com or, EDWG59 at gmail.com, and we'll hook you up with Gene on a West Side tour.
Did I ever show you this one? Me sitting in the bathtub?
Yeah, I think I've seen that before. Is that at the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were what? In your 20s there, huh?
Yeah. That was 75 or something like that.
Yeah, 75. You look just like a kid, man.
Taking a bubble bath.
Look like Chad right there. That's what Chad and you look just alike in that picture. Let me see here. Linda Joe again says, sounds like you were trying to insult me for living in Holland. No, what I said was, I think you guys have like a socialism type government over there. I don't know if you're an American citizen or whatever, but no, I've got actually worked with some guys from Holland, that Mammoet group. They can pick anything up. Huge, giant machinery they use, and they pick it up and they can jack anything up. It's a company out of Holland called Mammoet. They were great people, man. We had a blast. We used to go to lunch with them and stuff. So no, I ain't got anything against people from Holland. I just don't like liberals. That's all. Let me see here. Melanie Maker says Alabama does border the Gulf. Yeah, I figured it did. I was trying to figure out if Alabama was on the Gulf or not. But yeah, I don't see why they couldn't call it the Gulf of America. Sounds better to me.
I like it.
Mexico, Gulf of America. I like that.
I heard some liberals say, Trump, he's just thrown it the Gulf of America. He's just throwing his weight around. What's that gonna do?
He's a dictator.
He's just all about himself.
He's threatening our democracy.
Oh my God! Then them people make me puke.
They're gonna start rounding gays up soon, and all this shit. Come on, man.
Oh God.
Come on. Last question. Last comment. Jeff says, you never got in an argument with Ronnie because, remember I asked you, Craig, did you ever get in an argument with Ronnie? And you were like, no. Well, he says Ronnie would have kicked your ass.
Well, he signed my freaking check. You don't really, call the guy that finds you check, dirty son of a bitch, It's not the smartest thing in the world to do.
He's kind of like your boss.
Argue with the boss. I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't like you were in the band and you
I saw Chuck and Raymond argued with Ronnie one time, and shortly after they didn't have a job.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well. They tried to get you to go in on it with them.
Shortly after, I was doing their job.
Didn't they say, we want a raise? And then they go, hey, don't you want a raise too, Craig? And Craig went, no.
Yeah, pay me what you think I'm worth. That's
Greg was
okay with me.
probably
I was
egging him
having
on.
fun. I didn't give a shit about the money. I was having fun. Pay me what you think I'm worth.
Were they like complaining to you that they weren't making enough
Oh,
all
they
the
wanted
time?
triple what we were making. I don't remember. We were on salary, so we got paid whether we worked or not. I wasn't much, but we had full insurance and we got bonuses at the end of the tour. I don't remember how much we were making a week, but they wanted like triple what we were making. It was crazy.
Yeah, and you had a
Yeah.
place to stay and they paid for your food, right?
It
Or
was,
did
yeah.
they?
I never complained about it. Yeah, God, we were getting, you get per diem and you get, you know, you don't really spend your per diem. That's part of your, to me, that was always part of my salary.
Did Leonard
That
Skinner
was
buy your
tax-free
meals?
money.
They buy
That,
your meals?
yeah, you get every day that you work, they had food at the gig 3 times a day. Every day you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then, got a lot of times on days off, people were promoters and stuff were you'd go to the promoter's house and eat, or you were always going somewhere to some party where they had food. There was always, you know
And on payday, who handed you your check?
oh, the checks just went home. I didn't get my check. The checks just went to the
Oh,
house.
went
I
to the
just, I
wife.
just, yeah, I just lived off her per diem. Yeah.
Oh, so the check went to the wife back at
Hmm.
the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Per diem's just tax-free money. That's your drug money.
And so you had a place to stay. You had 3 meals a day and all the drugs you could probably do and
Usually at the
all the
hotel,
drink.
usually at the hotels they'd have happy hour, and you go down for happy hour and sit there, and they had a set up at the bar. You could have hors d'oeuvres and stuff.
Did you like find Craig that you could have any chick you wanted just because you were like
No,
no? You didn't feel
no,
like when you came in that there was some chick over there and you could go, hey, I know Lynyrd Skynyrd, how about you and I, kind of like, and it was
no.
that, it didn't work like that or what?
Kind of, but not that simple. I mean,
You still had to beg?
yeah, some women have morals.
Yeah, true.
Kathy Gozzi ran from me.
You kind of remember, right?
We
Back,
met, yeah, me and Kathy Gozzi met on the road. She ran from me, yeah.
yeah, I'm sure there probably were several. But they're probably, like sweet,
You look
sweet
like you were
Connie.
taking my clothes off with your eyes.
Well, that's how you met one of your wives. You saw her walking across the parking lot
Oh
at the
yeah.
show, and you ran over there and you said, "Hey,
Yeah.
yeah." All right, Craig. That's all of the comments and the questions, and this is another Stoned Roadie on a Friday. Happy Friday. Hope
Stone Roadie
nobody
exclusive, huh?
has to work outside in the cold. That's
Boy,
I've
it's
been
cold, man.
I've been staying in.
I
Yeah.
let Leon and Wicker out. God, they're out there 2 seconds, man. Hell, it was 10 below here. With a wind chill, it was 22. I think it's about I don't know. It was warmed up today. I think it's maybe 10 degrees outside now. It's
So
pretty cold.
would it be safe to say that if you went outside, it'd be stone cold?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my car was
Stone
white. I
cold.
had there was my car had an inch of salt on it today. I had to run it through the car wash.
It was like down here at the lake. at the bottom of the hill, the wind was just blowing all that water sideways, man. And if it would have been freezing here, it would have been lake effect snow. Actually, would have. Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy weather out there still pretty nasty.
Yeah, Chad said it's what did he say it was 30?
Did he get snow?
I don't think they got any snow.
No.
He said that they said the coldest that had ever been in Jacksonville was 24. I remember in like 83 it was 17. It snowed.
Oh, of course. I lived there in Jacksonville in 86, and it got down to 18 in 86.
Yeah, it was 17. It snowed. I remember that. I was driving that
because it cracked the my pump on my well, on the well up there. It cracked it, froze it solid. Yeah, it gets cold up in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I've been in Atlanta. I saw it snow in Atlanta before.
Oh man, the worst. Atlanta's a sleet.
And it snowed.
It sleets really bad there, you know. So
yeah,
right. It's a wrap.
So yeah, that's let me get my notes. I forgot podcast 276, and happy trails to you until we meet again, and see you later, alligator, at the wild crocodile. And we'll call that a wrap, and we're out of here. Cut.